The internet. It's not something that you just dump something on. It's not a big truck. It's a series of tubes. Surely anyone here has defined what net neutrality is. Tangled up tubes. I just the other day got internet was sent by my staff at 10 o'clock in the morning on Friday. It's a series of tubes.
Ooh,
Tubes. It's not a big truck. It's not a big truck. But if you're us and you've been watching shitty trailers all day, it can be a dump truck.
Oh my god.
Or a garbage truck. Or perhaps a poop truck. Depending upon your mood. But the Bucks won. I need to get a do-rag. I'm very American today, you see.
You need to get a do-rag from like every country.
I need a do-rag from every country. Actually, what I need is a do-rag that says the Buccaneers on it. I need to get me...
Oh, that's where you were going with that? I need you needed one from the UK.
I need the Canadian. I have Canadian ones.
Send Canada.
I need one from the Buccaneers so that I can wear it when they win, like they did today, 38-10. Sorry for all you people who live in Kansas City. We kicked your butt. Yes, we did, and we needed to. Trust me.
Dog.
Trust me. My Seminoles won yesterday too, 51-7.
That was a mess.
That was a rout, is what that was.
Woo! See, Bloody Mary shall send us a UK one.
I would love to have a UK one.
I also wanted
with
to
the
say,
Union
like,
Jack on it, yeah.
Bloody Mary.
Or Bloody Mary show.
No, it should be the Union Jack, like all, like no disrespect, but like a little tattered and like bloodstained, and have Bloody Mary show like stamped across it. Just saying, I'd wear that. Yeah. What?
She's a little off.
I'm special.
She can't help it.
Come here, yo.
I think I messed up her brain couponing this weekend.
Oh, there's the.
But on the bright side, do you know we're not going to have to buy laundry detergent for a year? Or any of that stuff. And right now I can hear the cats in the kitchen trying to get in the cupboard.
No, I think they just got on the counter. Go check it
That's
out,
just the way life is
out,
right
Rue.
now. Been beautiful weather in Florida these last few days, I have to say.
Said the humidity's really high today.
Today, yeah.
It's poops.
But yeah, it's been good. We've been voting. And that apparently has made Amanda very cranky today, but we're not going to talk about that. But I do have a bit of news. I know that you guys watch 12 Steps to Recovery. I know a lot of you watch 12 Steps to Recovery. And that you respect that show and you think it's very good, as we do. Did you know... my hat. You're wearing my hat?
Yeah.
Did you know that 12 Steps to Recovery...
Did I know 12 Steps to Recovery?
Just got picked up for TV.
Did it really?
Yep, cable network picked them up. We are going to have that information on our website tonight for you to read about it. And then we are going to have Rowdy Orbit and someone from 12 Steps, I believe, as well, on the podcast on Wednesday to talk about it.
Awesome.
But it's very, very exciting news.
That's awesome.
Very, very exciting news. Tony is really, really excited, and we are excited for them.
Chewing ice.
Couldn't happen to a nicer show.
Chewing ice on the show. I have gotten her addicted to nugget ice.
Love the nug. It's Sonic Ice. It's the good ice. You all know. But we've got some interesting stuff to talk about today. We have a little sci-fi, a little drama, a little animation. We even have a couple of branded shows and one from an old friend. So I'd say that's pretty varied and interesting.
It's going to be a fun show.
So let's get started.
What?
Yeah, let's get right started. Let's get right to it.
Let's do this.
With a show, and I want to look them up to make sure that I'm not giving you improper information. They're an Australian show that I have fallen in love with. Now, you guys all know that I like these teen shows. I love, and this is going to pop up more than once in today's show. I loved One Tree Hill. I am becoming a fan of Pretty Little Liars. I am a fan of Gossip Girl. Even though it jumped the shark, I'm rejoining them here for the final season. I really, really loved the web series Sam Has 7 Friends and Prom Queen. Who Killed Jessica Lange is another favorite of mine. And this first series that we're going to talk about is an Australian show that kind of fits that mold in many ways. It is called Sid 2030. And it is about Cameron Hunter, who lives the perfect life, heir to the legacy, kind of the male equivalent of Serena on Gossip Girl. And it's about these eastern suburb socialites getting what they want inside and outside school. And it's become really hot in Australia. They have a Facebook, which is facebook.com/Sid, SYD 2030. They were part of the LA Film Festival this year, winner Best International Web Series. They were an official selection at the International Television Festival and an official selection at Indie Gems Film Festival 2012, among other things. They have a slick website at www.sid2030.com.au. And you definitely need to check this show out. They have got everything going for them and have really gone about this in the right way. They have a great page to show their sponsors, all kinds of sponsors, from photography to clothing and all of that. I love it. I think it's great. Yeah. You found it.
I found it while voting.
Yeah, she found it while voting on the IWTV Awards.
We're keeping a list.
We are keeping a list and checking it twice. What? But instead of just talking about it and you're listening to me ramble on, here's the trailer for Sid 2030.
Before we begin, I'd like to share with you some words of wisdom that a legal professor once told me. The legal profession is not to be taken lightly. It is not to be taken for granted. It is notorious for its demands. That means long hours. That means hard work, uninterrupted concentration, no distractions. That means sacrifice. I'm talking about putting your work before your relationships.
And you were just friends? Nothing more?
Your friends.
Nothing.
Fuck the internship, let's go, man.
Your family.
Calm down.
It's all your fault.
I'm talking about stripping your life of all the drama. You don't drink, you don't do drugs, you do not party until 5 o'clock in the morning when you know you have an exam, a case, or court the next day.
Alright, mate, you've had enough.
These actions will not help you, and the minute you fall out of line, 100 people will be there ready and waiting to take your spot. Do I make myself perfectly clear? Bearing all that in mind, good luck. Your time begins now.
Yeah, really slick show.
Rock to the song in the trailer.
And their website is really good too. They have a great Facebook. They have a great website. You should definitely check them out and be aware of them when you're voting on the IWTV submissions as well.
Yes.
I'm loving seeing more international shows. I don't know about you, but I am thrilled about it.
I'm excited. I haven't seen many, I don't want to say foreign shows, but I guess I would say international shows that aren't actually in English.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of...
Some. But
no.
we have a policy about international shows that aren't in English that we're not going to feature them unless they have subtitles. Right. Because it makes it really, really difficult for our viewers to understand what is going on without some kind of subtitle action. Mm-hmm. Although Viva Berlin, we did.
Yeah, but it was just a trailer.
But I agree with Placevine. They definitely have great targeting for their web series and are going after the target audience online right now. One of the two that are the most important, I think, for the future of this space. And that is millennials, which is who they're clearly targeting, and your 30 to 55 age group, who is one of the largest growing groups of people moving online for their entertainment. That group hasn't been targeted properly yet, but it's coming. I believe that.
They're working there. They're getting there. Slowly but surely.
Yeah. Now, and again, please check out Sid 2030. If you leave them a message on their Facebook, which is facebook.com/Sid2030, if you leave them a message, please let them know that you heard about them right here on Indie Intertube. Now, our next show is a really interesting one. It is part interactive series, part game, part branded entertainment. All fun. They have a website that has 2 mini games, I believe. Did you play them at all? They're very Angry Bird-esque.
They're very angry.
Did you play them?
I played a few, and it's also sponsored by Toyota. Y'all.
Yeah, I was just going to get to this. It is sponsored by Toyota, working in conjunction with Microsoft's branded entertainment team.
Because they wanted to find a show that sort of appealed to the millennials and, again, the 20 to 50 crowd, and thought this was the best.
And they have mini games on the website. They have a website, and it's V as in Victor D, M as in Mom D, .msn.com. And you can go there and you can watch the episodes, and you can, excuse me, you can play the mini games.
There's a lot of mini games.
There's a ton of behind-the-scenes stuff, but it's a very, very interesting concept in that the show itself is interactive. There are games that are part of it. It's animated, obviously, and it's
in a special kind of animation.
Branded entertainment. So clearly, Microsoft's branded entertainment team has a plan and are moving more fully into this space, and I welcome it.
And you can download things for your avatar on Xbox Live from this show.
You can also find the show on Xbox Live. Those video guys just entered the chat room. Hi, guys!
Hey.
Hello, our UKR friends, Bloody Mary Show, and those video guys. So, again, this is a really interesting show. It's called Your Dungeon, My Dragon, and this is the trailer.
Hello, Lower Earth. Are you ready to destroy the Guardians?
Ah, no. I'm a zonkey. Half zombie, half donkey.
Yeah. Now, they don't have all their episodes and stuff. No, they do. They do.
They have a lot. You
Yeah,
gotta go
they
check
have
it
quite a
out.
few up. You should definitely check it out. I find the the concept very, very interesting, and I like the way Microsoft is moving into this space. I like it a lot. They are making your Xbox 360 basically a set-top box. I mean, clearly that's what they're moving towards. Making your Xbox 360 a set-top box to watch content on your television, no matter where that content happens to come from, whether it comes from Netflix or Hulu, whether it comes from YouTube, whether it comes from their branded shows, or whatever. The Xbox 360 is becoming a set-top box. And we use it almost as much as we use our Boxy Box. And for those of you who don't understand what we're talking about when we talk about Boxy Box or Roku or whatever, we are going to have a special Sunday show coming up. We want to go out and see if we can get some sponsors for this particular episode. But we have an episode of the show coming up where we are going to share with you the tech that we use to watch web series here, and the other tech that is available to watch web series on that big device in your living room to watch. And we shouldn't even say web series or television. The tech that we use to watch entertainment on that giant screen in the living room, as opposed to this screen or that screen. So there you go. That is Your Dungeon, My Dragon.
Woo!
But definitely go check out their website and play their little games and stuff.
It's fun. I
Now
like
this
the Arnold
next
character.
one is interesting because I had a lot of praise for what these guys did the first time out pairing with this brand. This next show is by Wong Fu Productions, and those of you who've been watching us for a while or you've been listening to the podcast, you know that we were huge fans of Wong Fu Productions when they teamed with AT&T to do a web series earlier this year called Away We Happened. That web series was extremely successful. They had millions of hits. They had thousands upon thousands of comments on their YouTube videos. And they did it by telling a dramatic story, partnered and branded with AT&T. And it was a love story. It was a romantic comedy. And they did it by, at the end of every episode, they left a cliffhanger and they asked you 2 questions. And they would pick answers to those 2 questions from the audience and they would write that into the show. And they had a 1-week turnaround for every episode.
And they did it
And they did 6 episodes and they did it every week. And it was extremely impressive and extremely well done. In fact, is Venice Riley in the chat room?
Yes, she just got here.
I know that she was a big fan of Away We Happened, right along with us, and
know
really
a lot
impressed
of
with the way that they did what they did.
A lot of people wanted that phone. They
Yeah.
wanted the tech in the show, and that's
Indeed.
where the AT&T came in.
Away We Happened was so very well done in the way they used the brand, and I think it obviously worked for AT&T because guess what? Wong Fu Productions is teaming with AT&T again.
They got another one.
They're teaming with them to produce a show called When It Counts. Now, you can find the information about the show on whenitcounts.com, but we think that the trailer, which is kind of a recruitment video of sorts, explains, at least sort of, where they're going. And this concept kind of is even more fun in a way. So check out the initial video for the Wong Fu Productions' new show with AT&T, When It Counts.
I know.
Yeah.
You are late.
They were probably getting the donuts. You got the donuts, right?
I'll see you donuts.
What? No donuts?
Ted, it's okay. We'll get you your donuts. You guys, we need to finish this pre-production meeting. Okay, so I have one note on page 5. Right now our guy's going, I've got a bad feeling about this, but I think he should say, ready? Say what? Say what? Because they just... I'm funny, okay? I'm funny. Don't you think it's funny?
It's not that funny.
What about you? You think it's funny?
No.
Look, they can't disagree with you. The line's not funny. Let's leave it.
One of the actors just dropped out. Something about their cat?
A cat? That's a really great reason.
How are you going to find replacements in such short notice?
I'll do it.
No, you are in everything already.
I can do it. If I can't do it, Chris can't do it. Fine. Wes? Ted?
Me? What was it? Sorry. You know I'm not good at memorizing my lines.
What happened to the cat?
Oh, what about you? Can you act? Yeah, you said you always wanted a chance to be in a video. Can you handle this role? Great.
You don't talk much, do you?
Is the cat okay?
What's up, everyone? Whenever we shoot a new video, we always have a pre-production meeting. What you just saw is exactly how it goes. Actually, no, it's a lot more boring. But basically, there's a lot of work that goes in before we even start shooting.
One of the most common questions we get from fans is how can I be in or help with one of your videos? Well, typically for a fan across the country, it'd be pretty hard to get involved. Until now.
This upcoming fall, we're working on another exciting project with AT&T that's going to give you, the viewers and fans, the ultimate opportunity to be part of one of our videos. If you like the way we happened, we have another exciting story in the works.
And if you like the way we used your comments in that series to help drive the story, well, this time we're taking the step even further by giving you the chance to actually be on screen and play a role, or help out behind the scenes and be a producer by making some important decisions.
So here's what's up. We got a great story set and ready to go, but we left some blanks for you to help fill in. This is where you come in.
If you're interested in acting, show us what you got. Go to whenitcounts.com on October 10th and follow the easy rules to qualify an audition.
We'll provide a short script and you guys make an audition video. Based on the auditions, we're going to choose one talented guy and girl, so be ready to submit on October 10th. There's only going to be about 1 week to enter. If you're cast, we're going to bring you out to LA for the shoot.
And if you're not really into acting but still want to help, you can check out the website and assist us by making some really important decisions. We can't wait to see your auditions and work with you. Now's a chance to help us like never before.
And most of all, we can't wait to share this brand new web series with you coming soon.
Good luck, and we'll see you on set.
It is very cool. That, like Riley said, is audience involvement.
Yep. I like how it said no purchase necessary.
And it is a new model for doing web series. A lot of people were really curious about how they were going to pull it off with The Way We Happened. And I thought the show got better as it progressed through its 6 episodes. And I'm telling you, Amy Okuda was so charming in that, I didn't know what to do. But it was amazingly well done, beautifully filmed, high-quality show. And I have no doubt in my mind that this one will be the same. And I love that they're going to include somebody in it. I think that's awesome. Absolutely awesome. Okay. Check them out. It's Wong Fu Productions if you want to see some of the other stuff that they've done. They have lots of videos on their YouTube channel. And the website for this show is whenitcounts.com. Okay. The next one I think you should introduce.
Why?
Because you found it and you love it.
I love it. I think it's,
and you don't
I
even
love it
care
so
what the
much.
trope
Wait,
says
see?
because...
I love it so much that I wore my Batman shirt. No, the next show is an animated show, and I found it while voting, and I didn't know about the trope before.
We're not even going to talk about the trope.
I watched the show. I'm not even, if you want to find the trope, you look it up on your own time. Regardless, I think it is a funny, cute, ridiculous show, and it's very simple. So if you're simple-minded like myself, or can find joy in very simple things like myself,
or you run around the house doing voices like she does,
or you run around the house doing random voices like I do, this show is definitely for you. Because, you know, I'm telling you right now, everybody that I know probably does this at least once in the day. If not, you know you did it when you were 5. Yeah. So, here is the trailer.
You gotta say it right.
I know. Here's the trailer for Batman Spider-Man.
I can't do it. Wait for me.
That's just a tiny bit. It's just a tiny bit of the show. Because I didn't want to... You can't show the other trailers because they give too much away. However, that is their Halloween episode, and everybody should watch it. And you should watch this show.
And it's season 2 for them.
Season 2, and completely ignore the trope. Because the trope is just mean. But I like the show. It's hilarious. It's cute.
It is. It is.
It's... I can't, like, hug it enough.
You can't hug it enough?
Spider-Man. Because I will walk around the house doing that.
Yeah.
I'm Batman. Yes, it's like Homestar Runner.
It does very much look like Homestar Runner.
So if you like Homestar Runner, you will probably love Batman Spider-Man.
Let's talk about the Adventures of the League of Steam. You know a bit more about this than I do.
This show is... It's a steampunk show. If you didn't catch that.
You can get them on blip.tv/League of Steam. You can get them at leagueofsteam.com. And you can get them at facebook.com/League of Steam.
Now, did you get what the abbreviation of Steam was?
I did not.
You didn't write it? You didn't write it down?
I did not write it down.
Oh! I'm going to have to look it up now. Because it's... The Adventure of the League of Steam is a steampunk-based paranormal investigative show.
I'm pulling it up.
You got it? Okay. And STEAM is actually
an acronym.
An acronym. That's right. I was going to say anagram. That's not right. It's an acronym for...
Supernatural and Troublesome Ectoplasmic Apparition Management.
Yes.
Supernatural and Troublesome Ectoplasmic Apparition Management. They're like a steampunk Ghostbusters.
Yes. Exactly. And with that, the trailer.
Whom shall you telegram?
Whom shall you telegram?
Whom shall you telegram?
Now, the whole series is not shot in that style. But if you love steampunk, if you loved Ghostbusters, if you like the paranormal investigative shows and you want a new spin on something, you've got to watch this show.
They have tons of content on their site. Lots of content.
Tons of content. Their costumes are awesome.
They've got tons of behind-the-scenes stuff, too.
Yeah. You should... It's just... Yes. Yes, yes. Watch Adventures of the League of Steam.
Definitely. Now I want to say there's a lot of stuff out there. How do I put this? It's something I really wish creators would do. Stop referring to yourself as the greatest thing that's ever happened when all you've done is your trailer. I mean, it's hard enough to find shows that, if you have a trailer, that are actually doing a show. And isn't just, hey, check out this trailer we shot for a show we might do sometime in the future.
Unless you're really good, you're just trying to get money. Then
and I really want to see shows build up their social media more. Have a website, have a Facebook, have a Twitter,
something.
Have a Tumblr, have something, some way that people can get a hold of you and that you can really build up your community. You can't just do it by throwing a video up on YouTube. You've got to have all of that. You've got to work it. This is work. It is. It's work to cultivate an audience. Trust me, we know.
You really just can't sit and hope. And, like, if we don't just do the show on Wednesday and sit around and then do the show on Sunday, and that's all that we do. We work every single day. If you don't know, check out our Facebook, check out our Twitter, check out our YouTube channel, and all of the stuff that you see in the Intertube associated with all the shows that we watch. If we mention a show and that we have watched it, trust us, we have watched your entire show. You want to have a discussion about your show? You want to have a discussion about a show that you watched and we watched as well? We'll be able to tell you everything that happened in it.
We love to talk about web series.
Yes. So, it's
And I agree with those video guys. People release trailers far too early.
Yep.
You don't want to release a trailer before you've shot your show, months ahead of anything. Because you don't want to build up that audience and then let them down when they can't find anything to watch.
Right. Instead, you know what? I would challenge web series creators to do pilots. You want to show somebody what you can do? Do a pilot. Trailers, anybody can do a trailer. Anybody.
But I mean, if you're going to put up a trailer, have some content. Have a Facebook where people can go, like a number of these series have had, and can follow the filming of your show, the behind-the-scenes stuff with your show, where you have tons of pictures and things going up, so you're not just getting them inside it for something that may or may not happen. Like Venice Riley just said, a Kickstarter sizzle reel is not a trailer. It's not, and you shouldn't call it one. Nope. Because then we're going to see it, and we're going to be on your back wanting to know when is your show. Do you have a premiere date? Have you put up anything? Do you have any behind-the-scenes things? And I don't want to promote a show that may or may not get made. If I know it's a Kickstarter campaign and I think that it's worthy, yes, we'll talk about it. But there's a lot of stuff out there that may never see the light of day and some that shouldn't, quite frankly. But the next one we're going to go to should see the light of day, has been seeing the light of day, found it during voting, and very impressed. We're going back to the teen thing again. And this show has a pedigree. And I mean a pedigree.
Ooh,
when it comes to this kind of stuff. This is the Runaways.
Okay.
They're put together, produced by Awesomeness TV. Now, I don't know how many of you have been on YouTube and have heard of Awesomeness TV. But Awesomeness TV is a channel that has in excess of 86,000 subscribers and 12 million video views. What? They were part of the initial YouTube channel launch. And they did an additional round of funding that was led by MK Capital that raised $3.5 million for the audience, for them to produce content for the audience they have worked hard to cultivate. Awesomeness TV is headed up by Brian Robbins. And for those of you who don't know who Brian Robbins was, he was one of the, if not the executive producer of Smallville and One Tree Hill.
What?
He also produced 3 of the 4 Fred movies and several episodes of the show, and many people credit him with putting Fred on Nickelodeon. Because Brian basically funded the first Fred movie out of his own pocket. And then once it was made, they sold it to Nickelodeon. You can look all of that up. This guy knows his stuff. Now, The Runaways, and yeah, there's more than one Fred movie. There's 4. The Runaways is a 7-episode murder mystery that when you watch it, these things will come to mind, and then they actually talk about it on the website. That is kind of a collision between One Tree Hill, Pretty Little Liars, and Prom Queen. And to me, that's a pedigree you just can't beat, especially when you're talking about people who know how to get it done. Now, I would also say that with that pedigree, there's a lot to be expected from a show. And that The Runaways, and this is as much a review of the entire show as it is the trailer, The Runaways surpasses those expectations and then some. I was really impressed. Have you seen much of it beyond the trailer, Amanda?
No, other than what I've caught now and again from looking over at you as you've watched it.
It is very impressive, and I believe that The Runaways is their first foray into dramatic original entertainment on Awesomeness TV. So please check out the trailer for The Runaways and then go watch the show.
Since when are a couple of runaways a reason to interrogate half the school? Where are Haley Mason? Are they okay?
Something like this was gonna happen.
Are they in some sort of trouble?
I make it my business to know everything that goes on in this school.
She's never been okay with my being so much more popular.
Seriously, why would she think I would know where they went?
He pursued her at first. What do I know? It was sweet. That he's violent.
She was lying, I could tell. She was covering
He's a
for
snob.
it. Did they do something wrong?
Please, you have to forgive me.
Like a stalker?
There are police all over Kaylee's house. There are body bags.
I know that it's a secret, and I gotta keep it, but I want the lights on. Yeah, I want the lights on, and I don't wanna run away anymore. Leave the lights on, leave the lights on. I know that it's a secret, and I gotta keep it, but I want the lights on. Yeah, I want the lights on, leave the lights on, leave the lights on.
I can run away. But why would I want to?
Yeah.
That's where that happened.
It is really solid. It is a solid audience. And I agree with Lance that it's going to make a really solid connection to the 12 to 24-year-old market. I think you're going to get a lot of us, the rest of us older farts, that are going to watch it because we've been watching One Tree Hill and Smallville and The OC and Gossip Girl and Pretty Little Liars, and this is going to fit right quite nicely into that niche. And especially because it's bringing back memories of Sam Has 7 Friends and Prom Queen, especially Prom Queen. Did that not remind you of Prom Queen?
Yes.
Like, it totally reminds me
and the way
Queen.
that it opens is what drew you in. I know that.
Oh, I hadn't even seen the trailer. It was the first episode, the first 2 minutes of the first episode that pulled me in and had me hooked. And then I couldn't stop. I'm extremely impressed with both Sid 2030 and The Runaways. I think they are both fantastic examples of how you target a demographic and then not only create a show that works for that demographic, but can spread out and get a bunch of other people who happen to like those types of show but maybe don't fit the actual age demographic that you were going after, because, hey, you never know who's watching. And, yeah, I mean, it's just... It's very, very well done. The next few... And I'm impressed with the rest of these trailers that we have today.
Yeah.
I love that we're getting such high-quality drama happening in this space now. It's so important. You know, there's so much beyond games. Because, I'm going to say something really unpopular here, I am not over the moon about the new season of The Guild. Are you? I'm not in love with the new season of The Guild. I'm just not. I'm watching it because I love the show, and I love Felicia Day, and I respect her, and because I'm all in with the story of Sid and her friends. but I'm not in love with it this season. Maybe that's just me. But it's not hitting me where I would like it to. And I'm kind of wanting to be wowed and overwhelmed and see things that I am in love with, like Bloody Mary Show, which we've been in love with.
Yeah, we just saw the most recent
Just saw episode 5 today.
Sorry.
And I would agree, Lance. Phoning it in is exactly what I would say for the first 2 episodes. I have other thoughts on that, but we'll be talking about that. What do I say about the Bloody Mary Show episode 5? Abdabs is one of my favorite characters.
I love Abdabs. I want like a one-on-one interview with all, like in a movie, like a depressed junket for a movie. I want to do that, like with each one. Like, how did you get to where you were in life? And
6, episode 6.
Yeah,
episode 6, not 5. It's episode 6, where Abdabs
shit
has
happens.
someone stand up for him.
Yes.
Finally.
Yes.
And I loved that. It was a yay moment for me. That show is so much fun to watch. If you guys are not watching the Bloody Mary Show, you are seriously missing out. It is.
The actor that plays Abdabs won Best Actor at the British Horror Film Festival last night. Just last night.
That's awesome. That's awesome. It is such a good show. I love every character. I love every show, every episode. I just think the show is extremely well done. And I love their website. I love their scene transitions. Their title sequence is amazing. I love it. Love it.
Woo! If you're not watching it, you need to be watching it. And if you have watched it and you didn't catch the most recent episode, you have to.
You have to. Episode 6.
Crazy stuff is
There's stuff happening. And Cthulhu's in it. I was so excited. I love Cthulhu. I was so excited.
Catch that.
I was like, woo!
Oh. Cthulhu.
I was really, really excited. I'll tell you what you can pay me, Bloody Mary Show.
Stuff.
No.
No?
We were told it was going to be in episode 4. It wasn't. You remember?
It was. It was there.
Lesbians, gotta have them.
It was kind of there.
Little girl-on-girl action with Viscera. Cthulhu.
It is not Cthulhu.
Viscera disappointed me in episode 4. I'm waiting for that to happen.
Right.
But moving on. I'm a big fan of Cthulhu. As you can tell, I have a Cthulhu puppet right here.
We live to teach.
I have another Cthulhu here. I have a Cthulhu, very original Cthulhu tattoo.
You can pull up your sleeve. You can pull up
no,
your
I don't want
sleeve.
to do that right now.
See?
Oh, that is such a
Called it.
way to put
Called
it. Well, that's a way to put it, isn't it?
That is a very British way to put it, and I
So
like
let's
it.
move on to our next dramatic show. They have a Facebook and a Twitter. They are called Parallels, and this show has me really intrigued. It is a dramatic series about connected individuals challenged by life-altering experiences.
Ooh.
Now, if that's not a tagline that makes you expect a lot, I don't know what is.
That immediately makes me think of Crash.
Really?
Yeah.
It makes me think of that show about the bank robbery that I watched that never finished.
Huh?
Never mind. Their Facebook is facebook.com/parallels web series. And their Twitter is @parallels series. It has a very impressive trailer. And if you watch their show, please let them know that you heard about them here. This is the trailer for Parallels.
I can't do this anymore.
I feel like I'm trapped and stuck in this room.
Well, he's my son too! Not anymore. Please allow me, Your Highness, to confess my sins.
Stop
Although maybe you should go first.
Stop it!
Shut up! Just shut up!
Again, with the really good graphics and titles.
Right.
Really impressed with what we're seeing with the graphics and titles of some of these shows. But this one is another interesting one. And did you find this one in voting too?
I haven't run across it yet.
Parallels?
I haven't gotten into the category that it's there yet.
Oh, you haven't started in on the dramatic category yet?
No, I like to save those for last.
I have. I've been really enjoying me. Enjoying me? I've been really enjoying it.
What?
Because tonight we get to watch television drama. Once Upon a Time and The Good Wife. Right?
Yeah.
Yes, because you don't want to miss The Good Wife tonight. Don't miss it. Trust me on this one. Brenda, don't miss it. In fact, you may want to watch my Twitter feed early. Okay.
And Homeland, and Dexter, and Downton Abbey, I think, and Doctor Who, and...
I don't know about River Ridge. I doubt we're going to see River
show
Ridge
ever.
come back. That's just my gut. That's just my gut. The next trailer that we have to show you is from an old friend of the show. It is a Steve Silverman, his first foray into dramatic web series.
What?
And it stars Emma Caulfield. And just this week, they put up their very first teaser for their new web series, The Inn. And it makes me even more excited to see what Steve has in store. Now, this is a short teaser, but we are going to show it to you because we're excited about this show.
Because we're awesome like that.
And that too.
We show random stuff that you don't even know is out.
And this one's going to star Emma Caulfield, and Denise Alexander is going to be in it. There's going to be some other favorites of yours that you've known from Pretty. But you know what? The Pretty man Steve Silverman is giving you something entirely new this time. This is the teaser trailer for The Inn.
Really?
I love that I've been keeping you so in the dark about this because you just had like this aha moment. She literally just turned around and looked at me and said, "Is this a horror web series?" I believe supernatural thriller is what I've heard thrown around
Even
online.
better. Sorry.
There are no unicorns in candy cane pizza here. Not in this one. And it intrigues me that Emma is starring in this one. I'm really looking forward to seeing what else Steve Silverman can do. And I'm excited about it. Now, for those of you out there who have never seen Pretty, go to prettytheseries.com.
Yeah.
If you have ever watched Toddlers and Tiaras and thought, what the hell is this shit? Go to prettytheseries.com and watch all 3 seasons of Pretty. Because you will never look at Toddlers and Tiaras the same way again. And you will even be able to tolerate Toddlers and Tiaras because of Pretty the Series. It really is the best way to watch Toddlers and Tiaras is to watch
I can't
Pretty.
recommend any other show more, really. If you find Toddlers and Tiara or Honey Boo Boo.
Honey Boo Boo Child.
Or any of the Dance Moms.
You better redneckinize.
If you...
I don't even watch that show. I just think that's funny.
If you can't, like, I can't get on board with those shows because I just, it's...
Pretty is one of the most consistently
No.
funny, as Lance said, comedy web series out there. It
Oh my
really
God.
is consistently funny. And it goes there.
It
And
goes-
you know what I mean when I say it goes there. There is nowhere that Pretty is afraid to go. No one
Like-
is safe.
Nowhere.
No one is safe.
Everyone is involved.
Best use of the N-word in history ever. That scene in the front of the RV is hilarious.
And the only time I've ever heard, have you ever seen a black fist? in perfect reference being made.
It is an award-winning series for a reason. And I have no reason to think that Steve Silverman won't give us an award-winning thriller as well.
Woo!
And there is still a Kickstarter or Indiegogo campaign. You can help raise money for the inn. You can check out things. They've done videos with Emma. So definitely go and check that out. Now, is there any other news that you... Muse?
Is there any other musing?
Is there any other news that you want to share today?
News. Oh, hey. You know what happened today?
Hey, what?
A human being broke the sound barrier.
Dude, was that not the most awesome thing you have ever seen? That was so cool. And I know, in the grand scheme of things, it didn't cure cancer. And, he just jumped from a capsule. I can't tell you how many times I've heard that today. He just jumped. What did he do? Well, he did something that no human being has ever done. He broke the sound barrier with his body. He went Mach 1.24 in a free fall.
Yep.
And he is going to enable NASA to come up with the next generation suit for our astronauts. Why is that important? Because in an emergency situation, these new suits might allow the astronauts to jump and make it back alive.
I'm there.
I think it is amazing.
It's a great feat of human achievement, and if you can't see that, I don't... Seriously, what the fuck did you do with your day today? Because a man jumped
from
out
24
of a capsule
miles
from frickin' space and landed on his feet.
He landed on his feet. That is what was awesome.
Come on, I'm going home now.
It's kind of like that other news story that we were just talking about from this weekend, and we're going to talk about that on the podcast, and I want to talk about it today. But there were some interesting news stories that came out this weekend. And I don't want to talk about politics because you know what? This particular election is making enemies out of people that I thought were friends. You know what I mean? There's you share your political opinion and people are like, oh my God, I just, no.
Right? Families are against families. Not only that, but I find it funny because most other countries are going... yeah, you're screwed. One way or the other.
I almost wish I didn't have to vote. That I could just bow out and say, you know what, neither one of you make me happy, but I don't feel like I can do that.
Cash in for.
I feel like this is important to everybody. Because it just is. Now, I also want to tell you guys that the rough cut of episode 1 of Indie Interstate is finished. And we have a couple of tweaks to make to the post-credit sequence and a voiceover to add. And episode 1 for Indie Interstate will be complete. We've shown it to a couple of people and gotten some really good feedback on the first episode. One of the things they've told us is that we have an epic title sequence, and I could not agree more. Rob Padgett and Justin Marchart have given us one of the epic title sequences of all time, I think. And we could not thank them enough. And we're hoping that Amanda, the Shadster over there, can get maybe a teaser trailer of Indie Interstate together before next Sunday's show. So that maybe one of the trailers we show next week will be our own.
Maybe.
You never know. You just don't. The final one show that we want to talk about today is called Pilgrim. And I found this one by accident today. It I can't even describe this. Now, it said it was based on a book series, right?
Well, it's not a book series. It's an allegorical tale that was written in 1674, I think. God, I can't even remember his name. It's like John Bunyan or something like that. It's a huge allegory on Christianity and the state of the world and everything. And if you actually look it up and read the plot and everything that goes along with it, it's
Bunyan.
Yeah, Bunyan. And one of those things that you read now and you're going, wow, that actually kind of goes.
Now, I know that they're still in production on a lot of this show, but they have some really interesting stuff on their Facebook, which is facebook.com/Pilgrim Series. Pilgrim series. But what struck me was their trailer.
Yes.
This is the epitome of an epic trailer from start to finish. And if what they are doing is even a tenth as good as this trailer, this web series is going to be amazing. Now, I'm going to be watching the chat room. I can't wait to see what you guys think. This is the trailer for Pilgrim.
Christina will see light.
That is epic.
It really is.
I love when.
And I noticed for a while they were still hiring like matte artists and
They're
background
going old
artists.
school.
They're going old school with this show. And wow, it looks like 300.
It has that sort of hyper intense.
It really,
super
really does.
contrast
And
flare.
man, do they have some interesting stuff on their Facebook.
Now it's based on the allegory done by, thank you, Bloody Mary Show, John Bunyan.
Yes.
And so it's I don't know how true to form it's going to be or not true to form it's going to be, but it looks.
They're saying each episode is
amazing.
going to be about 15 minutes long, and that the series is going to be a fleshed out version of Pilgrim's Progress, which was the Bunyan allegory. About standing up for what's right no matter what the cost. And they are talking about matte painters, concept artists, writers, makeup artists, costume designers, set designers, crew. I'm telling you, if they do this in the old school fashion that it looks like they're doing, now they are saying that it is live action, so most of the actors will be filmed. Some of the characters, this is a direct quote, some of the characters, such as the archers, will be voice actors, but they haven't been cast yet. They are supposed to begin filming in October.
So this month.
Correct. That title shot is amazing.
Yes.
The Pilgrim title shot.
Yes.
But it sounds to me, just from reading the way they're talking about it, is that they're going old school with this thing. You know what I mean?
And the funny thing is that when I see that trailer, if you know anything about the Pilgrim's Progress, it makes me think of the second part of it, and that one that we saw may not actually be Christian, but be Mr. Valiant for Truth.
Right.
And that's what it looks like. And even if they take off from there and go back, I don't care what they do, because I will be watching this show. And I would implore anybody to kind of look up the history of how this got written and why it's so amazing as it is.
And Brenda's right. It's going to be expensive for 15 minutes of shots like that.
Yes. For
it is.
Everything that they have to do.
And there's not a ton of information out there, and I know that we were just saying that you shouldn't shoot trailers for shows that aren't shot yet, but clearly a lot of work has already gone into this. Clearly. And I was so impressed for the trailer, I couldn't not show it. Alright, it's epic. That is epic. And it makes me want to do this. Now, this is being done out of Walla Walla University in Walla Walla, Washington.
Walla Walla.
And I can see this being a kind of university project. I totally get that. And I believe Kyle McCluskey is one of the producers of this thing, because he has talked a lot about it. And I think he is very deeply involved. It is an impressive trailer. And
we'll work for course credit.
Right? But the frames, they're showing frames on their Facebook from the first episode. So, not from the trailer, but from the first episode. So I believe
it's in post.
Some of it has been, at least the first episode is in post. Or at least is close to. I'm impressed. I'm impressed. There are others that you see that you're like, wow, that's ambitious. Ambitious to do something like that. And we couldn't not show it to you, and we left it for last because, you know, there's not a whole lot of information out there.
Today.
But, dude.
Dude? That's what that dude.
Dude.
Bye.
Look, it takes a lot to get us that impressed. And I'm impressed with a lot of the shows that we have today. I'm excited for The Inn. I'm impressed with Parallels. I'm super impressed with The Runaways and Sid 2030. Those are the two that I'm like super, super impressed with. I know you love your Dungeon My Dragon.
Yes, I love
And
My
Adventures of
Dungeon,
League
Your
of Steam. When It Counts, I'm really looking forward to because I loved Away We Happened.
Batman, Spider-Man.
Definitely, I think the two most impressive complete shows for me right now are The Runaways and Sid 2030. I am really impressed with those shows because they're a product that is targeting their demo and they are working hard to create an audience. And Awesomeness TV hasn't been my thing up until now, but I am all in for The Runaways because I was hooked in, like I said, in the first 2 minutes of the first episode.
Right.
And no, we haven't seen New Eden yet. New Eden series. We got to check that out.
Yes.
And definitely follow the progress of Pilgrim. And if you go to their website, let them know that you're following their progress because you heard about them right here on Indie Intertube. Now, here's what we need from you guys. We need shows. Let us know what you're watching. We're compiling lists of stuff that we're finding during the IWTV voting process that we haven't seen. And we're going to bring those shows to you as a kind of falling through the cracks thing of shows that we weren't ever able to find and kind of fell through the cracks. Obviously, we're going to do a tech show to show you what we use and what is out there to be used to watch any kind of content on that big box in your living room. But we need to know what you're watching. We want to know what you're watching. What do you love? What brings you back to your first or second screen every time? What are you watching on your mobile? What show don't you want to miss an episode of? Are you in love with The Guild? Do you love Legend of Neil? Are you watching... What? I mean, are you watching Sync? Are you watching Video Game High School? Let us know what you're watching. Are you excited for Divinity? Because you know that in just a couple of weeks, right here, you will be seeing the world premiere of the Season 3 Divinity trailer.
Divinity Season 3. And you know what?
Are you looking forward to the third season of Ragged Isle?
Waiting for Ragged Isle, Barry. Waiting to show your trailer.
There's a lot of stuff coming. I mean, what are you watching? Let us know. And I know Lance loves Hollywood is Hard with Kimmy Kim and Futron. And we're going to be talking about that on Wednesday. And again, on Wednesday, we are going to be talking to and with Rowdy Orbit and 12 Steps to Recovery about their recent news of being picked up by a cable network. And we're going to be talking about what that means for them and what that means for the space. Other than that, let's see. We're geeks. Tonight, it's The Good Wife and, of course, Once Upon. And if you saw our Facebook yesterday, you know we're going to be eating leftover Outback Steakhouse.
Noms, leftover noms.
There's about half a bloomin' onion left, I think.
Yes, there is. It's probably
Yeah.
soggy and tastes of crap, but I will still eat it. I just may eat all the batter off of all the onions.
Oh, God.
Because I'm weird that way. Anyway. Hey, guess what? We're over time.
We are over time, and you know what? It's just because we have so much fun with you guys. 2,930 of you watched us live tonight, and we couldn't thank you anymore. Because you know what? Last week, we were the 7th most watched show on Stickam Sunday night. But you know what we want? We want to be number 1. And we can only get there with you. Just like all of these shows need you, the audience, the viewer, to survive. So please share the shows you're watching. Let people know they're worth it. Go and check out something new, and then email us. Can you put the graphic up?
Yes.
Let us know static at indieintertube.tv or on Twitter at indie_intertube, on Facebook, Indie Intertube. Please let us know what you're watching, what we should be watching, what you like, and why. Who knows? We may pick a response from this audience and get you to do a video call-in and let you tell everybody else why you're watching what you're watching. Until then, share web series, take care of yourself and each other, and have a really good night. We'll talk to you on Wednesday.
The internet is not something that you just dump something on. It's not a big truck. It's a series of tubes. Tubes. Surely anyone here has defined what net neutrality is. Tubes. I just the other day got internet was sent by my staff at 10 o'clock in the morning on Friday. It's a series of tubes.